Our next speaker is back by popular demand. Dan Nicastri was our speaker last year on medicine. And he said, it's such an exciting field, I don't feel like I've covered enough of it. So he asked to come back. And of course, his wife, whom we know as Pamela Rogeriani, said, and I can add her perspective, so we'll get a family perspective of being in medicine and pursuing a medical career. So they're both going to join us. Daniel spent a tour in Afghanistan, a tour in Guantanamo Bay. He's currently the surgeon on cardiothoracic surgery at Sinai. Pamela is diagnostic radiology at Sinai also. And they have a beautiful family with Anthony and Despina. So come and tell us all about medicine.
Thank you. So Pamela and I are both physicians at Mount Sinai, and although our specialties are different, I think the reasons we went into medicine were very similar. And I think if we could impart, that to those of you who may be interested, that would be what we really want to get done here today. I think as far as the draw of medicine for me and Pamela, I think we both wanted to find a synergy in a career where we could find it fulfilling and a way to give back to the community. And I think to borrow some of the prior speakers' wise words, I think if you choose going into something that you love to do, then you'll never work a day in your life. And Pamela will talk to you more about what drew her into medicine, but I would say that it's a very long path to become a physician, and each step of the way was enjoyable for both of us. I mean, some days were not enjoyable, obviously, but over the long haul, we found it to be a privilege, and it started with 4 years of college, where as you've already heard, you have to do a core curriculum to take the MCATs, and then take the MCATs, and then you go on to medical school, and that's another 4 years, and then pretty much the very least training you can do is 3 years before you're a practicing physician. And probably the hardest work through that whole time was in residency and fellowship, and it was definitely the biggest privilege though at that time. Even though we're working the hardest hours, it was really, we felt like we were getting paid to be trained to become, what I would say is, to become a physician, what I say is in its purest form is a really humble profession. And we truly are, if you listen to if you believe in the Hippocratic Oath, you really become a servant to your patient. So I thought that, we've enjoyed it the whole way. It can be a stressful job, but if it aligns with your interests, it's, like I said, very fulfilling. So I'm going to turn over to Pamela, who can add her perspective.
Hello, hi, I'm Pamela Rogeriani. I think when I was a little girl, the first thing that drew me to medicine was that my father was a scientist, or is a scientist, my sister's a scientist, and the house, we just loved science. And it's just to dedicate your career and your life to science. It's so rewarding because it's not about what you want to be when you grow up, and then it becomes about what problems do you want to solve and how are you going to solve them. And it's a lifelong pursuit, discovering the world and living things and the intricacy of things. It's just so beautifully orchestrated, and it's very rewarding. A little bit about me: I went to college at the College of William and Mary. And then I went to NYU Medical School, where I met this guy every year, first year. And then we both went to Mount Sinai Hospital for residency. He did his general surgery residency, and I did a diagnostic radiology residency. And then I was asked to be chief resident, and then I was asked to stay on basically as a body imager. So what I do, again, Dan was saying, you can go through different paths of medicine. A lot of different choices. He chose, first, as he was saying, the reason why I chose medicine is you can choose to do industry in science or become a teacher and teach science. Again, the community service plus science is what draws you to medicine. And then once you're in medicine, you can choose different fields. For radiology, it's a very fast-paced field, which I liked. It's a very visual field. It's more of a structured hours. Dan was attracted to surgery, which is more hands-on, using your hands. So what do? Basically, I read diagnostic CT of the body, of the chest, abdomen, pelvis. I do MRI. I read ultrasounds, MRI of the liver, of the pancreas, of the kidneys, of the female organs, male organs, and ultrasound of the organs. And then I do biopsies, using the imaging to biopsy these organs. So basically, and it's fascinating work. I love it. It's also, you see my two little kids in the background. It's also, the reason why I chose radiology is it's more of like a little bit of a work-life balance, more flexible hours. And that's about it. And last thing, I see my female counterpart over here. If anyone wants any sort of anecdotes or a little bit of advice about being a woman in a male-dominated field, I'm your person. Radiology, 75% men. I was the only woman in my residency class, so if any of the women out here want a little advice on that, I'll be happy.
We'll allow time at the end for questions and answers, because I'm sure you have a lot of questions on the different presentations.